welcome and thank you for checking out my top 10 worst movies of 2019. Just before we start, a few disclaimers. I haven't seen every movie that came out this year, unfortunately, and this is a very personal list. My list is going to be different from yours. It's maybe going to feature some of the same films, but the order might be completely different. This is the type of video that is as personal as they come. Also, you probably expect to already see a best list on my channel. That isn't here yet because I like to start with the worst because I like to end things on a high note. So we're going to start right here and then I'm going to give you the best. So without any further ado, no dishonorable mentions. Let's go to number 10. And at number 10 we have the Netflix/Hulu original Wounds. It's a fucking stupid movie. This film was at the London Film Festival. I didn't check it out then. I gave priority to something else. And then I saw it on Netflix and it's really fucking bad. And it doesn't age well even only like 2 months later. It already seems even stupider than it was at the time that I saw it. And it's just really fucking bad. The movie feels like it's just starting and it ends on one of the worst last scenes or last shots in the year. At number 9 we have a film that I was actually really excited to see, and that was Annabelle Comes Home. It's bad. It's like really bad. I won't say it's as bad as the first Annabelle, but it's a really bad. It features an absolutely despicable character. The Warrens have basically no role to play in here. They're basically on the job, but we stick around with the kids in the house. Whatever you heard people saying about La Llorona, saying it's trope after trope after trope, cliche after cliche after cliche, I felt that watching this film, and I actually liked La Llorona. At number 8 is a film that I just reviewed on one of my rapid fire reviews, and that is Serenity. Wow. Again, I don't want to spoil anything to anyone who might have not seen it. It's a recommend in the most morbid way possible just for you to witness the levels of insanity that this film goes into. It doesn't work as a whole, I'm going to be honest, but everyone in front of the camera is so invested in the material that it actually is entertaining to watch in a sense. It's a damn boring movie, if I'm honest. Up until that reveal, it's not like it's working wonders, but it's just fine, but it's just so frigging boring. But then that reveal takes it to a whole level of insanity that was not there before. At number 7, we have yet another film that I was actually excited about because I thought the trailers were really funny. And then in the movie Stuber, the jokes just don't work. The film just doesn't gel. The action is obliterated in the editing. Whatever pleasure you were meant to get from the action is completely taken away by the editing. The story is lame and it's as cliched as they come. And again, the chemistry just isn't there with these two, and the movie is pretty much depending on both of them. At number 6 is a movie that I was expecting to be higher, but there's at least one thing that works in this film, while the next ones to come just don't work whatsoever, and that is Hellboy. This is my number 6 only because David Harbour works, and his makeup works. Nothing else in this film, however, works. Hellboy is a sarcastic guy who doesn't give a shit on the surface, but deep down, he is a dude who just wants to help everyone and wants to be respected as a normal person. In this film, he's just an asshole. He's just an immature, childish, and tantrum-inducing bitch throughout the entire film. Everything is either too convenient or doesn't make sense, from Baba Yaga's plan to the sword of King Arthur Excalibur showing up wherever Hellboy is and whenever he needs to pick it up. At number 5, another film that I just reviewed in my Rapid Fire Reviews Volume 2, What Men Want. One of the most unfunny movies I have seen this year, maybe in the entire decade. It's just a bunch of sketches that were collaged together because they were all about a woman being able to hear the thoughts of men. That's really all I got to say. At number 4, yet another movie that I just reviewed in Rapid Fire Reviews Volume 2, Cold Pursuit. This is a film that is a number 4 and isn't higher because even though it doesn't work whatsoever, I could see how the idea was appealing from a directing standpoint, from a writing standpoint. I don't understand how it is appealing to this particular director and screenwriter who already did this film as an original in his home country of Sweden. So on that front, it just, I don't know why this guy wanted to just do this film once again. But taking him out of the equation from any director or any screenwriter point of view, I understand how the idea of this film was interesting. On Liam Neeson's point of view, I understand how this idea was interesting, but it just doesn't work. It tries to be a comedy while it's being a drama, and then tries to be a drama while it's doing this ridiculous thing on screen that you're like, I'm supposed to laugh at this, right? But the movie's kind of telling you, no, you're not. This is super serious, super dramatic. And then the story just doesn't come together. There are all these elements thrown on screen, and you don't know what to feel about any of them, and none of them are developed whatsoever. They don't even feel like they belong in the same story. So this film is just confusing. I feel like there are 2 screenplays and they just made one movie with 2 screenplays. At number 3 is Midway, one of the worst war films I have ever seen in my life. It's like the Transformers of war films. And I could have an entire video dedicated to bashing on this film. I'm going to leave you a link of a Twitter thread. It is of a military historian. I believe that's his job description. And he tears this movie down. Not only is it accurate to what the film is, it's ridiculous, but it is also very funny. It's fucking hilarious. Again, I can't take credit for this. At this time, I don't remember the name of the gentleman. I only remember that he knows his shit, he knows what he's talking about, and what he describes in this film, it's actually pretty offensive, and I'm not a military historian, so I had no idea. Please do check out the Twitter thread. I'll leave a link in the description. And now we're here at number 2 with one of my favorite movies of the year, The Fanatic. They are now on the for-your consideration campaign for this film. I am absolutely serious. On paper, this doesn't look or sound that bad. But as I always say, it's not what you are about, it's how you are about it when it comes to movies, when it comes to filmmaking. And how they are about this movie is some of the funniest shit you'll ever see. John Travolta plays a guy named Moose, and I cannot spread the gospel enough. This is the first line of the movie.
I can't talk too long. I gotta poo.
I'm going to give the movie this. It is honest about the quality of filmmaking that we are going to see. That line should be the opening line of every movie ever. This film is hilarious. As I did with Serenity, I'm going to totally recommend The Fanatic to you because it's something that you need to see. It's directed by Fred Durst. That Fred Durst. The Fanatic is incredible, okay? It's just not a good movie. And at number 1, the most predictable choice in this entire list, it's Cats. My God, I have no idea what happened. Every decision made in making this film, from the director to the actors, I'm not mentioning the writers because I seriously, genuinely don't believe you have anything written for this film. The choice to have human faces in cat bodies, but then also having human hands and human feet. Judi Dench at the last 3 minutes giving a monologue looking directly into the camera just made me feel like icky, and I'm going to have nightmares for the entire rest of my life. This is a film that I am sure is going to gain a cult following. Because I am one of those people. I am fucking serious. I want to watch this film whenever I feel like getting drunk and passing out on the couch. I need to fucking see this film. There's a cat with abs. There's a Taylor Swift cat who has bigger boobs as a cat than she does as a human being. That just isn't right, but I have this morbid desire to rewatch it at home. Maybe in 4K to see all the furs. But why this film is seriously at number one is because it's fucking offensive what they did to the VFX team behind this film. There's a whole story behind it and you can research it on your own, but basically they bankrupt a VFX house, NPC Vancouver, who was a house that gave a job to 1,400 people. And then they just ran out of money and they were only able to keep 300 people. And that's not enough of a workforce when it comes to VFX, so they had to close it down. And now, because Tom Hooper wanted to keep this original release date, everyone else wanted to delay the film, maybe until the first week of January 2020. But Tom Hooper didn't want that, so they kept the original release date, and now the movie is released, so they announced that they are going to patch the movie and give it a DLC to the movie theaters. It's fucking horrible that they do this. It's fucking horrible how they went about it, and that's one of the reasons why this film is at number one. It doesn't work as a movie, but everything just behind it is just dirty, it's scummy, and just makes you feel like you shouldn't support some of the people involved in this film. And those are my top 10 worst movies of 2019. This was actually a pretty good year, I gotta say. It had its bad films, but every year is going to have its bad films. And maybe you disagree with some of the movies in this list. Let me know in the comments below, what is your list? Did you love any of these films? And give me your reasons for the films that you do have on your list. Thank you so much for watching, my beautiful geekies. You are the best. Stay tuned for my best movies of the year that is coming in a short while after this video is up. I thank you once again for watching. I hope to see you in the next video, and so until then, stay beautiful, stay geeky, and don't forget to like and subscribe because it really helps me out. But most importantly, above everything else, love each other and love the movies.